our fifth and final installment of the 2025 Teacher Appreciation Week series, we're going to make this really cute coffee card. Now this card has an interactive piece to it. You pull it up, and then this is where you would put a gift card. Now, obviously, I haven't run to Starbucks yet to buy the 8 gift cards that I need. So I just threw a little business card in there to show you that this is where it would go. And then you would just kind of open that a little bit and pop this right inside, and this would go to your recipient. So it looks the same on the front and the back. I am going to show you how I put all this together. I will also link the Cricut Design Space file in the description so that you can recreate this yourself. I just did everything on my Maker, so I made it quick and easy. I'm going to also list and link all of the tools and supplies that I used to make this. So let me go ahead and show you everything that you need to make this card, and then we will get going. Okay, so to make this card, I actually need several things. So I have pretty much my staples here, but I will most likely be using the glue. I just have these here in case. I have my reverse tweezers. I have a bone folder. I am going to do a little bit of ink blending to build up the color on the sleeve, and I'll show you what it looks like without the ink blending so you can make the decision whether or not you want to ink blend. So I have Vintage Photo Distressed ink, a little blending brush. I also am going to use my Spellbinders embossing folder. This is called Dazzling Dots, and this is how I got the little dot, the dotted texture. So between the embossing folder and the ink blending, that just lended a whole new dimension to this card. You certainly do not have to do that, but I had the material, so I thought I would go ahead and give it a try, and it looked great, so I'm going to do it again. All right, so about that, and I will be running this through my Platinum 6. I'm also going to try out something that is new to me. This is a mini scoreboard. Now, I know you've seen my large trim and scoreboard, but I got one of these. This is the same company, We Are Memory Keepers, and it's a mini scoreboard, and really this is actually pretty cool, and it's ideal for traveling. It's also like, this is a small space that I have here. This is portable, and that's what I really like about it. Each of these little lines is 1/8 of an inch. Also, it comes with a little scoring tool right here, and it just comes off. You slide it down. There we go. And you've got little scoring tip. This is in addition to the bone folder that I already have. Nice. And the thing I really like about it is on the back, this is so you could do your own envelopes. So this is exciting to try this out. I'm going to use this, even though you can have your Cricut score your cards, which is what I do. I also find that I like to go back over the score lines just to make sure that they are really deep score lines. Okay, and then as far as the paper elements go, this is 110-pound white cardstock. I just buy the Recollections brand. You can get it at Michael's, you can get it on Amazon, and I just really like it. It's easy for me to pick up locally, and so I use it pretty often, and it works really great. So 110-pound cardstock is my usual go-to for a white card base. This has been cut on the Cricut. It also has score lines, even though I'm going to go back over them with the mini scoreboard. Then I have I pulled out a bunch of my scrap paper. Now this is 65-pound paper. This is some sort of latte looking beige color. I don't even know what it is, but I thought it looked really good. It almost looked like creamer. And this has the cut lines for your gift card. So I thought that was super cute. And then on top of this, front and back, we're going to put these little paper strips. So that's kind of the coffee trim. These are going to make up the sleeve of the coffee that we associate so much with travel coffee cups. And I have 4 of them here because it's just easy to send 4 of them through the embossing folder all at one time. So I just have those. This is on 110-pound cardstock. And I just did print and cut. You know, I printed it to my inkjet printer, and then I had the Cricut cut it out for me. You could also print these out and then fussy cut them. So that's also an option. This is what's going to go on there. Let's go ahead and get this started going. Perhaps we can make it through without having to go get our own cup of coffee. All right, so the first thing that I am going to do is I'm going to grab the little mini scoreboard. I think I am going to try out this little tool just to let you know how the little tool goes. Normally I use my little Teflon bone folder, so I might still keep that handy. On this card here, there is a score line here, a score line here, and one here. Now in the Cricut Design Space file, if you look in the layers panel on the right hand side of your screen, you will notice that I actually have 3 sets of the score lines, and that's because since this cardstock is so heavy and thick, I wanted the Cricut to score it well. It did a good job. I don't know, it's really hard for you guys to see when it's white, but I just think it could be scored a little bit more, especially since this is so heavy. I am just gonna pick a line and I'm gonna just line up. So this is perfectly parallel, and yes, that will fit in that line there. And then I'll just take the knife and I'm just gonna make this valley a whole lot deeper. That actually worked really well. You can see that now. That is like really distinctive. This side, not so much. Okay, so we have that. And then, okay, I'll put it on that second one just for ease. And I'll do the same thing. I'm just going to score this. And then finally, and I'll just give this a little score as well. Okay, so this is definitely a nice little scoring knife. I would say if you're in the market for a mini scoreboard. And then I'm gonna fold this back. That folded so nicely. And I'm just gonna take my Teflon bone folder and press that down. Just give it a nice press. If you hear my daughter in the background, she is, again, playing video games with her friends. They've only got a few more weeks before summer, so they're staying up late, practicing the summer no-sleep skills. No matter how much you ask them to be quiet nicely, you will still hear them. I would say, hands down, I did not use this scoreboard on the test version. So I made it to make sure that I knew what I was doing before I came on camera. And that is really, these score lines are now really nice, really easy. So once you get this scored, you fold in these sides like this, and then we are going to just fold this up and get this glued on. And then while we do other things, I'm gonna let this just sit. So I'm going to grab my Barely Art glue and I'm going to put a nice amount here along the edge, and I'll do the same thing on this side. And then I'm literally just going to fold this down and I'm going to give it a good press. I'm just going to hold that there for a second. I say borrowed. My husband has these very, very heavy these are super heavy sanding blocks, like for knives. So I'm going to put this card on each edge. I'm going to put under one of these, and I'm just going to let it sit there while I'm doing everything else. It is going to get nice and adhered. So I'm just going to set this off to the side. One of those on each side there. I think I'll go ahead and glue these down. This will be nice and easy. So this is also 110-pound cardstock. Basically, I just cut all of the white elements out of the 110. I thought about double layering this, but I think that I'm just going to let it be. All right. So this is on there. That looks really good. We're going to just go ahead and do the other side, and then I'm going to let this hang out. This is one of the easiest cards that I have made in a while. And what I really like is that I made 8 cards relatively quickly because I had the Cricut cut everything out. So I do have a ton of dies and stamps, and I love them all, but sometimes having the Cricut cut my cards for me like this is so fun and so amazing and so easy. I'm just going to let this hang out over here. And I think I'm just going to stick these little magnets on there and hang that out to the side. That way it's out of the way. So the next thing that I do need to do is I'm going to grab these. I'm going to grab the embossing folder. So again, this is from Spellbinders. It is a 5.5 by 8.5 embossing folder, and it's called Dazzling Dots. And I just really like that pattern. it's a great everyday pattern. Off camera, I had already embossed a whole stack of these. Then I ink blended them after I embossed. So I'm going to show you kind of how that happened. But I'm also, this time, I think I'm going to ink blend on one of them, one set of them, prior to putting it through the embossing folder, because I just want to see what that might look like. And then we will ink blend the other set after the embossing. So this is my vintage photo. It's the distressed ink. Okay, so this is the front side, and it's very, very subtle. Sometimes it's fun to try new things and just see what happens, because it is just paper. Crafting is one big playground of experimentation, and it's fun. It's fun to just play. All right. Now I'm going to bring in my Platinum 6, and I'm going to open this up. Every time I work with this, I feel like I want to put some vinyl all over it. Just want to decorate it. If you've never used an embossing folder before, they're actually very easy and they're fun. They're kind of addictive. So you open it up and you can feel like a smooth side where the design is going into the plastic. So it's smooth on this side. And then on this side, you can feel the design. It's like raised bumps on this side. And that is how you get the embossing. I want the impression to be raised on the side that had the ink blending. I just need to put the ink side down, the smooth side, or I could put the ink side up on the raised side, and that way it'll push it up in there. Okay, so it doesn't matter. You can just put it on either way. And then I'm just going to close this up. By the way, this Platinum 6, it does come with a base plate, and it gives you all kinds of options for how to use it depending on what you're using it for. And then there's a platform top, and again, more directions. And we just throw that on there, and then we just send it through the machine. Normally I go backwards, so I'm gonna just go ahead and I like to go forward and back. So I'm just gonna go ahead and run it one more time. I tend to do my embossing twice. You don't have to, it's just something that I do. And then we take all this off, and we're gonna open up the sandwich, and we're gonna pull off our paper. Definitely, it doesn't really matter whether you ink blend before or after, because once this has pressed in here and raised up the paper, I am going to have to go back over some of these and ink blend it again, because you can see the white core through there. And that's fine. Yesterday, when I was playing with this to see if I even liked the effect, I just ink blended after embossing, and it worked out perfectly. So we'll just go ahead and do that. And I'm actually just going to worry about the one. The ink blending does make the embossing stand out. It really elevates the paper when you throw a little bit of ink blending on it, but it is certainly optional. So you don't have to feel like you have to do this. Okay, I think that will suffice. And then we're going to check on our card base. So I've got this here. This is done. So we're good with that. I'm just going to leave it out there so it stays out of the way. I'm going to grab this little card base here. Yes, that is a really nice, good press. You definitely want a strong adhesive when you are putting the base together. Now we're going to get our coffee sleeve on here. The nice thing about this design is you can see where it cuts. Here's like a little, the paper goes out a little bit here and here, so you know where to put the sleeve. And once you put one side on, then you absolutely know where the other side goes. So I'm going to get my glue flow in here. And then I'm going to be very mindful. I'm going to line up this side over here. The glue is going to allow me to have a little bit of grace. So I'm going to get that into place and press that down. And then on this side, I'm going to get that into place. All right. I think that's going to work. And then we'll do the same thing with this side. Okay. And then I'll just get this lined up and over here as well. But I'm just going to show you how you can take You just kind of be careful. You can take your distress ink or whatever you're ink blending with, and you can just kind of put some down in that little recess right there, and then it will hide that white part of the little sandwich, the little cardstock sandwich. Okay, done with that. And again, you do not have to do that. I am extra, so that is an extra step. So the next thing that we need to do is put the little Starbucks logo on. I thought this was so fun. So I found online, and I think I just found it like just online, and I downloaded it and put it in Design Space. But basically it's the green, and then I have the mermaid logo, and then I went ahead with my font and did the teacher coffee, and then I just curved it and made sure that when I brought it over here on my computer screen that it sized correctly. All right, so now I'm just going to look at it and decide which side I want. I think this side. And then we'll get this on, and this card will be done. Okay, and I'm giving a pretty good generous amount of glue here because this is going on top of an embossed surface, and I want to make sure that it gets well adhered. Making sure that looks straight, and I'm just going to press that down, and I'm going to hold that for a minute and just let that get tacky. There are all kinds of craft glues out there, but I did splurge and I bought this Fairly Art glue, and actually it's pretty good. Just in case you are wondering, that is a good product. Okay, I think that looks fantastic. So last summer I started doing this with my print and cut. I love print and cut. So I started making little logo stickers because I was making a bunch of holiday cards and I didn't want to like handwrite on the back. And then I just kind of did them for all of my seasons and then my logo. So just an easy way to do print and cut stickers for the back of your cards or even your projects. And this is the front side. I think that looks amazing. And then we'll pretend that this is like a little gift card. So we'll put this in here. So I'll be going to Starbucks here the next day or two and picking up my gift cards. And then making sure that this is really, really, really dry and well adhered. You're just going to barely kind of open it, almost like a little pillow, just barely. You really don't need to do it too much. And then you just slide that in and very gently, and ta-da! Nice and easy and fun. Look at that. This is great. I love it. Probably one of my most favorite projects of the week is this. I just think it's fun, and I'm just having a blast doing some paper projects lately, so I'm really enjoying them. Okay, if you found this card project fun and a little bit entertaining and definitely teaching you a couple of new things, don't forget, hit that like button, share this with your crafty friends. And if you are not already subscribed, or maybe if you're new here today and this is your first time, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know when new things are posted. And we've got some great stuff coming up. We've got Mother's Day coming up, we've got Father's Day coming up, and then we're going to be diving into summer and then just general crafting as well. As always, if you have an idea of a project that you'd like to see come to the channel, I'd love your ideas and suggestions for craft projects. You can just drop me a comment below. And if you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and put a little coffee cup emoji down in the description or the comments as well. And don't forget, I'll have everything linked down in the description. With all of that being said, until I see you in the next card or craft, have an amazing day and happy crafting.
Thank you all so much for watching today. I'm so glad that you can join me at my craft table. If you're not already, I'd love to have you as a subscriber, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you'll know when new videos arrive. Have a great day, and as always, happy crafting.